And I want to volunteer. I would love to volunteer. Thank you so much. Yo, take it easy, brother. Well, yo, John, come get some food, man. Come get some food. Some of this mac and cheese. You like it? Eat it later. Chicken mac and cheese, man. You gotta eat. Don't buy that bullshit over there. See what you're doing, oh! Real work. Good, bro. Free mac and cheese. Mac and cheese. It's good, too. Everything good, brother. And you? Good. All right. Free vegan mac and cheese. Come get some. Come get some. Come get some.
I'm gonna let Gil Scott Heron play. Once that's over, we go on. All right.
Let Tyreek go, didn't he?
All right. I'll let you know when it's time, baby.
After so many years,
He dresses up. I love it. Anyone wearing a suit and a hat, I love it. This dude right over there. He's always wears a suit. I love it.
I've got no place to go.
Nothing spicy. Nope, spicy.
If I follow my mind, I know I'm out of my home.
Yo, what's up? Give me some food, man.
Help me, I'm a prisoner. Won't you hear my plea?
Oh my God! What is that? That crap. That's
Listen to me. I beg you, come and have a good time. Counting on you.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, it's Saturday. He wasn't no friend of the people either. Right. The U.S. installed and they supported him.
Yeah, that's good, man. That's good. That's why I was wondering how they got it, man. You know, because they usually have
They said sophisticated.
Yeah, they had that security on.
They said sophisticated operation.
Yeah.
High tech, yeah. They said folks didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah, they walked right in on it. Got him, man. I should have been Papa Doc for the one of them. And Baby Doc. Yeah. Killed a lot of people, man.
Yeah. This guy wasn't no good either.
Yeah, man, that's it. Finally got one on, man. I let him know, boy. We got to touch a guy.
I'll start it off first. I introduce him. Then once you finish, then you introduce somebody else. All right?
You should have said.
Then we just go in and on, in and out. Right? But at the same time, we don't talk to people and get contacts. Right? Some people, you know, you're looking for people to get involved and is it possible for you to get your contacts? And then so we put it right there. Right? Last time I was here, I met a brother named N.E.P.C. He said, oh, you know, I don't want no vegan food, I don't want no that. He said, I want to know what this is. He gave me his contact. He said, yeah, man, I was in Philly. He said, I'm not black food. Yeah,
You know that sister died, Consuela. She died, man.
I don't know who that is.
The president, the Haitian president, they killed his ass.
Yeah, that's who HAQQ was telling me. I ain't know that.
Yeah, he was supported by the U.S. Installed and no. So my homegirl said who's Haiti. She's Haitian. She was born here. Her mother was born in Haiti. What she said? My ex-girlfriend. I'm about to read it right now. What she said? Some people are sad. Some people are this and that. This girl, she said. She's like a revolutionary Haitian. Like she does the herbs and stuff like that. But she was out there when Eric Garner got killed. Oh, that's when I was dealing with her. She was standing out and bombing on the police. Like, yo, fuck that. Yeah. She said, one thing about the people of Haiti is they will not allow no politician or president to take over their land and lots of them. Haitians has been in turmoil with this guy for the past 3 years. He has been leading the people astray and following American rules. Last year, the people dug a grave site for him and called on the ancestors to help them with overturning the greed this man has caused. They warned him that one day this is what he would do. The moral of it all, don't play with Haiti because Haitians will show you who holds the power. She wrote that shit on Facebook, on Instagram. Wow. She got 80,000 followers. She wrote that shit. Wow. Yeah. No fear. That's right, man. No fear. Tell the truth. It was there. I remember growing up. I heard the elders tell the truth and shame the devil. Yeah. That's what the elders used to say. Oh, man, that's good, man. That's one time. Bro, she for Roosevelt Island. Powerful sister. You like that? Let it be known. Absolutely. Brave last year. I remember she told me to.
Have to do this as well. And I have to give the credit to this idea, Miss Kathy Hughes of Radio 1. She's like, Michael, it is time that you guys organize a fund to set aside to help people who sacrifice for our freedom. Meaning, every time something happens, I hear this. Why don't the gang bangers jump up and do something for it? Why don't you kill them? You kill each other. And I say to myself, when is the last time you sent money to Assata Shakur? When is the last time you sent money to Matulu Shakur? When is the last time you sent money to Mumia Abu-Jamal or Larry Hoover or Jeff Ford or Leonard Peltier? When is the last time you have made it your business to send money to a revolutionary or a hoodlum that has helped us? And until we start to do that, how can we ask these young men to be warriors? Because if they do it in the name of the hood, at least the hood don't honor their name always. At least the hood gonna make sure at least their children got something or their mama's house is looked after. As a community, if we're going to ask people to bungee jump for us with no cord, be prepared to take care of them when they get a life sentence. Be prepared to look after their family. See, I don't mind the work getting done, but let's take care of the workers. Let's stop asking more out of people than we would do for ourselves. So what I'd like to see, my dream thing is to see 1 million people from the culture dedicate $10 a month. That's $10 million a month, $120 million a year for taking care of civil rights leaders who have worked on our behalf and are elderly now and don't have to take care of themselves, like Rosa Parks, whose rent was paid by the owner of Little Caesar's Pizza. We should have had a fund to make sure that she never had to worry about that again in her life. We should have a fund that makes sure money makes it to Assata Shakur, and Matulu Shakur has legal representation and food, and Leonard Peltier, who has diabetes in jail, can get insulin taken care of. And until we start doing it, $10 a month is about what you pay on a couple fast food restaurant visits. So if a million of us do that for the rest of our life, look at how well we'll be taking care of the people that we're asking to sacrifice on our behalf.
I agree. And recently,
Greetings. We're live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. For those who are viewing this for the first time, please like, please share. Check out our website, www.northeastpoliticalprisonercoalition.wordpress.com. Pardon me for not letting you know prior that we were going to be live, but this is something that me and Abdul HAQQ has talked about, and Abdul Haq said that we should go live. So we're live in Queensbridge Project, the largest projects in the United States. And it's very important that we bring the idea of the political prisoner to Queensbridge because it allows this area that's concentrated with black people, people of color, and working class people to be exposed to the idea of political prisoners. Because a political prisoner is an idea that not everybody is informed about, right? When we talk about political prisoners, we're talking about those who, prior to their incarceration, were involved in organizations that were moving common people forward. And when you do that, when you take that idea and you bring it to common people, your oppressor, the state, decides that there needs to be a counteraction towards that. Because if that idea carries on, then the current arrangement of things is in jeopardy. So my name is Frank Brown. For those who don't know, I'm with my brother Abdul Haq, Tariq, with my brother Sugar Ray, and with others. And anybody who's in Queensbridge at this time is welcome to speak. We ask that you stick to the topic. The topic is political prisoners. In one of our previous discussions, we talked about taking a position either for political prisoners or not, right? There's no in between position. I quoted from a book, and in the book, they said that the United States doesn't have political prisoners. According to them, they said that these people who are incarcerated are criminals, they're terrorists. So if you co-sign that, then you are going to let our political prisoners die in prison. And that's why it's very important that we out here in Queensbridge. We're giving out these masks in the spirit of political prisoners. And Transform America is giving out the most delicious macaroni and cheese vegan style that I've ever tasted in my life. So I'm gonna pass it to my brother, my comrade in the struggle, Abdul Haq, former political prisoner. Peace.
Tariq. Let Tariq go first. Go on, Tariq. Let Tariq go first. Go ahead, brother.
Peace, family. We out here in Queensbridge and letting the people know that our political prisoners deserve to be supported. They they have fought against the worst government that has ever existed, and that is the United States government. And they have fought to free us, to bring us our children the kind of education that they deserve, and that is education that's free of stuffing, depositing every education in the children's head. And they want to bring in a different kind of education, and they want to bring in a curriculum of inclusion, a curriculum that tell our people that they are African people and they should be proud of their African heritage. So our political prisoners fought to bring that about. They also fought to bring about us being free of these people economically. As you know, black people are kept dependent on these people economically, and that is why our people can't afford to pay the rent. They can't afford to fix their broken windows because they are not making enough money in this economy, and we are kept dependent on these people because these people make quite a bit of money off of us. They are stacking up money as a result of keeping black people in a dependent economic situation. And our political prisoners fought to break that dependence, to break the grip that the ruling class have, the economic grip the ruling class have on black people, so that our political prisoners really deserve our support. They fought for us to live free of fear so that we won't have people running up on us, and especially running up on our young people, running up on our young people, making them afraid of white police before they really realize that they have to fight these people. The establishment, the ruling class, want to make our children afraid before they even know that they are in a war. And they want to make our children afraid of the white soldiers that the ruling class use against black people. And they do this by stopping and frisk, running up on our children. They do this by periodically killing somebody, killing a black person every 24 to 36 hours. And that is done to keep our people terrorized. And our people fought, our political prisoners, our prisoners of war fought to bring that process to a halt and to bring the process to a halt of making our people afraid. So our political prisoners, our prisoners of war, they definitely deserve your support, and especially deserve your support because while they are being captured by the ruling class are torturing them, and they are subjecting them to every manner of pain to use them as an example to dissuade us from involving ourselves in the freedom struggle. So we have to let the ruling class know that we will not be dissuaded from supporting our political prisoners, and we will not be dissuaded from involving ourselves in the revolution to free ourselves. So we want to know that we must free our political prisoners. Now, as you know, the ruling class, they bombed Philadelphia. They bombed the revolutionary group known as the Move family, and they killed 11 people. They killed 6 adults, and they killed 5 children. And they added injury to injury by taking the bones of 2 of the children and putting them in a college and using them in their lesson plan. And once it was found out, then once the Move family found out this is what was going on with 2 of their children, it hurt the mother of those children so badly that she recently died from that. Now this is terrible. And our political prisoners fought to break us out of being involved in a relationship with these people that result in this type of sadness to be visited on black people. The sister who passed away, her name is Consuela. And the 2 children, the bones of the 2 children were her children who had been killed in 1985 in that bombing. So the oppressor let us know with the bombing of the Move family that this is they intend to keep us in an oppressed, dependent relationship. And just let me add one thing. As you know, in June 1 was the 100th anniversary of the Tulsa, Oklahoma riots, where the racist mob attacked the black community and they killed 300 black people. And it was recently I just learned that
My brother, get the free match and free the political prisoners. Don't let our political prisoners die in prison.
people in
Free
Tulsa,
Mamiya, free
Oklahoma,
Maroon, free Matula, free them all.
our people in Tulsa, Oklahoma, they fought back. And I'm just recently now learning that our people killed 100 of the racist mob people. And they was keeping this a secret because they didn't want black people to know that when the racist mob attacked black people, they didn't want black people to know that they had fought back, and they fought back real well. They killed 100 of the racist mob members. So I want y'all to know that. Don't think that our people ain't fighting back. Matter of fact, I'm a member of the Black Liberation Army. I done 17 years for shooting 3 of their soldiers. So we are fighting back. And we want to know that. So we want to know that our political prisoners have fought to remove us from suffering the kind of pain that I just talked about. And they deserve our support. So I'm going to hand this over to Brother Frank and Brother Abdul Haq. And I want to say, remember to free Matulu Shakur, remember to free David Gilbert, remember to free Leonard Peltier. These are people I've done time with. Free them all.
Well said. That's right to the point. So we are giving you very important information. Me and Abdul Haq, we just don't sit behind a computer and air our podcast. We spend some time on the street to talk to people about political prisoners. And I think that's very important because in this current society, too many of us get comfortable with just being on the internet. Sharing. I shared it. But the question must be raised, what are you doing, right? So that's very important that we spend some time in the community to bring awareness of political prisoners. As you see, scrolling on the screen, please go to change.org, sign the petition, and share it. We got to free Sunyata Akoli. We got to free Dr. Matulu Shakur. We got to free Imam Jamil and Rethu McGee. One of the tactics is these online petitions to get involved. And now my brother, former political president Abdul HAQQ, Islam.
Peace and love, black power. Brother. I'm gonna tilt the camera so y'all can see. Yo, Frank. I'm tilting the camera so y'all can see them feeding the people out here.
Damn, what happened?
I'm trying to turn the camera, just walking down the street.
There we go. I got it.
Turn the camera so they can see
Thank you, brother.
what's happening here, all right?
I gotta put this the webcam on.
Oh, it's the webcam.
Yeah. So I just wanted them to turn the camera so y'all can see the people being fed out here. You know, this is what Black Panthers have done. Black Panthers who have been in jail 30, 40, and 50 years, they fed children. You know what I'm saying? So in that spirit of love.
There we go.
All right, we back.
We back. We live?
Yeah, we live, brother.
Right on. Okay, so you got the shot here. Yeah, this is Abdul HAQQ here, and I want to make sure that we got the shot of the people being fed out here in the spirit of the Black Panthers used to feed the people. We are here today giving free meals to the folks on 40th Street, 40th Avenue, and 12th Street in Queensbridge. All right, power to the people. You know, in the spirit of the Black Panthers, to feed the children. You understand? We giving away free food. You see Brother Tariq right there, who smoked before me. All right. Yeah, this is have to do HAQQ again. You got me? Am I good there? Up a little bit. Hey, there I am. Right on. So, y'all remember the that Black Panthers been in jail 30, 40, 50 years. This is what they used to do. Y'all see, we out here feeding the people. That's what they used to do. They used to give free meals to the children. Okay? And they still on lockdown, This is an example of love. This is an act of love. So we got to love them. Y'all remember what Tariq just said? Tariq just said that the pigs murdered 13 children, moved children in Philadelphia, and all those cops got off scot-free. But what did they do? They tried to execute an innocent man, Mumia Abu Jamal, and they didn't do a day in jail for what they did, So that's an example of how this system works. The main activity of this system, main political activity of this system is to terrorize people, to intimidate people, to tell us that we subhuman, you understand, that we have no rights, politically they take all our rights politically, but political prisoners are those who fought against the politics. Everything is political. Education, medical, you understand, housing, employment, everything is political, you dig? So political prisoners, are those who fought, about politics. Politics involves making decisions that affect people's lives. So, we got people who make decisions, you understand, related to everything that is vital to us. As the last poet say, you have nothing to say, you just hear and obey, just blindly playing your role as others decide whether you live or die, and madmen man the control. So madmen are putting ideas in our minds. Madmen are taking control of the educational system, got their hands on our children's minds. Madmen mad the control instead of you having control over your life, and instead of you determining what your destiny is going to be. Madmen are in control, are trying to keep control of our destiny. So our political prisoners are those who stood up to change all that, to make revolutionary change. That's who they were, And I wrote a poem, and one thing I said in the poem is that when revolutionaries are born, the instant revolutionaries come out the womb. They do bench presses with the globe. You understand? Bench presses, if any of y'all have been to the gym, you know what that is. It's a bench with weights on it. So newborn revolutionary babies, they do bench presses with the globe to uplift humanity. And we're around political prisoners. When political prisoners are in our midst, that's what they do. They lift us up. They give us an uprising. You understand? They make us secure, self-confident who we are. I've seen children, you understand, who've been homeschooled by revolutionary, got all type of self-confidence, who do not go through this political colonial education, and the reason that education teaches us that America does not have any political prisoners, and the reason they say that is because the U.S. educational system is a system of white nationalism. White nationalism means that this America is the best product, the best system that's ever been erected for human beings. This is the height of humanity. So therefore, because of this whiteness, because of this white supremacy, this system is perfect. So there cannot be no political prisoners. That is an idea that comes from white nationalist education, you understand? And right now, there's a lot of uprising against this white nationalist education. There's a lot of real facts being put out here. It's a reality. We're kicking falsehood in the behind.
like Malcolm X said, you take a pistol and you pistol whip falsehood all up and down the street. You understand? That's what you do. That's what's happening right now because our people are dying. Millions of our people are dying because of this false teaching, because of this political tyranny, you know, and political prisoners are those who stood up against it. So we must support them, you know. To give you another example, you know, for contemplation, our brother Jalil Muta King called the New York Police Department the MTA the PBA, he called them the lynch mob, headed by Lynch. You understand? And these are the people that every time political prisoners come up for parole, these are the ones who try to keep them in prison. Those criminals, those killer cops, you understand, who get away with murder in our streets, those are the ones who want to keep our political prisoners in prison for the rest of their life. You know, so how are we gonna, hear and obey them? You know, we got to stand up and fight. You know, and that's what the theme right now that we're bringing to our people to fight back, to stand up as real human beings. You know, to uplift humanity, to lift us up. You know, to lift us up toward perfection. You know, so we saying show our political prisoners some love. You know, they need our support. Another thing the system wants us to do is want us to feel like we hopeless and helpless, like we ain't got no power to do nothing. They want us to think that it's useless to demand that political prisoners go free. But however, Mumia Abu Jamal would have died in 1984 if it wasn't for the power of the people, the power of the masses coming out in the street. Mumia Abu Jamal would have been dead right now. So that shows us we got power to make change. You understand? So you got to feel that power. You know, political prisoners has to be one of the top priority issues in the black community. All around the world, everybody in the world supports their political prisoners. So it makes sense for us in the black community to support those who sacrifice everything for us. It's a principle. You understand? It's just a principle thing to do, and it's highly unprincipled for us not to support those who supported us. You know, so we're saying that the call is to free them all. You understand? And that the best of our race is those who stood up. You understand? Doing hurricanes of violence worse than 1,000 atomic bombs. Those who stood up, powerful. You understand? And never bended, never abandoned their principles. You understand? And one of those was Sekou Odinga, who promised that he would not abandon his comrades, who is called to free them all and is working right now to free them all. So we call on more of our people to join this movement, to contact us. Our contact information is running across the screen. You understand? So we need more and more of you to join this fight. You understand? To create the political force, the social force that the enemy has to listen to. The enemy always must listen to a strong political force, a strong voice, you understand, making demands for what is right. So we encourage you to get in touch with us, get down with us, and make this real. Peace.
Oh, that's it.
Brother Frank.
Well said. Straight to the point. Once again, Abdul Ha, Islam. Right now, I'm going to pass it to my brother, my comrade in the struggle to raise the consciousness and wellness of our people in Queensbridge. My brother, Sugar Ray, Transform America. He's responsible for these delicious vegan dishes.
And they good, too.
Oh man, appreciate you, brother Frank, man. It's an honor to be here on you guys' platform. In the spirit of political prisoners, Northeast Political Prisoner Coalition. It's definitely an honor to be here in Queensbridge, to have you guys here in Queensbridge build a community with us. This is the work. This is the continued work of our ancestors. This is the continued work of those who came before us. making sure that before anything we have healthy food, we have good quality food, so that people can begin to think straight, think clearer, and to see beyond the smog, to see beyond the fog, to see that the American dream that so many of us have strived for is really a nightmare that we need to do for self. We need to do self. We need to detach from the American system, the government, the political systems, because they are the reason why we are poor. They're reason. There's so many reasons. But in the spirit of freedom, justice, and liberation, we do this work in Queensbridge. We give out free food, vegan food twice a week. Provide, healthy education, knowledge, wisdom, understanding on how to be healthy and how food impacts our lives, how food impacts our mental health, our emotional health, our emotional responses, how, we talk about we want to create a more peaceful city and a more peaceful country, particularly in the black community. But we're constantly eating death. We're constantly eating pig and cow and chicken and duck even and all types of other foods that is literally killing us from the inside out. And so I believe as someone who was once violent, as someone who was in the streets, that the simplest thing that we can do and one of the most effective things that we can do to transform our community is to change our diet, is to push a healthier lifestyle, beginning with what you put in your mouth. We can't right now control the chemicals in the air. We can't, a lot of things we cannot control right now in this space. But what we can control, what we have absolute control over, is what we eat. And so I'm just out here, man, pushing for a healthier hood, working to create a healthier community, working to transform America. First starting with vegan food, then through music, through poetry, through art, through political education. And yeah, let's go. So yeah, it's an honor, and I'm excited. Let's keep going. Peace.
Peace. Thank you, my brother. So, we out here continue doing the work, showing love for our folks, and, I'm going to give it back to Frank. Brother Frank. That cat is chill out over there.
All right, y'all. So everything was said, everything to the point. We just wanted to give y'all a taste of what we do every other Wednesday when we out here in the community. It's very important that we active out here with this type of work, because this is the only way that we have an opportunity or a chance to free our political prisoners. So I'm gonna shut it down right now so we get to business. And peace. Stay in tune, stay in touch, and stay connected. And most of all, make time to write a political prisoner. They write back. Peace.
I'm out of Queensbridge. Who's this?